Ridgeline High School Sports, a presentation of 104.5 The Ranch and CashValleyDaily.com. Brought to you by Adams Wealth Advisors, Great Basin Graphics, McDonald's, Logo Shop, Castelite, Napa Auto Parts, Planet Fitness, DD Auto Salvage, Cache Valley Auto Care, Les Olson Company, Logan Cash Rich Credit Union, The Cater Shop, Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning, and Cache Valley Daily. Now, it's time for the Ridgeline Riverhawks on 104.5 The Ranch.
It's coming, Dave.
Okay, waiting. I'm waiting. There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Ridgeline High School, where we are going to be doing some wrestling tonight.
I think it's actually pronounced wrestling.
It's wrestling.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's wrestling.
We have the Ridgeline Riverhawks, and we're actually going to get started with a Pledge of Allegiance, so I'm going to go to break, and we'll be right back for the wrestling to begin.
This is Dave Simmons. Partner with the pros at Les Olson IT for all your office technology. Everything from copiers to outsourced IT services. Think of LesOlsonIT.com.
Les Olson IT.
Great Basin Graphics has quality screen printing, detailed embroidery, and award-winning graphic designers. The right look, the right design, the perfect fit. Get noticed with GBG. Get your order in today for spring products. Google Great Basin Graphics for screen printing and embroidery. 966 West 400 North in Logan.
From what's happening in local political elections, to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CacheValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CacheValleyDaily.com.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
They really can put your logo on just about anything. That's what they do at the Logo Shop. Businesses, teams, booster clubs, school organizations, call the Logo Shop and have them show you the possibilities. The Logo Shop, committed to schools, teams, and youth groups.
Good news.
Welcome back to Ridgeline High School. I'm Nick Zollinger. I'm joined Mike's side by Dave Simmons and a special guest tonight, Jake Morrill. Jake is Jarrett Morrill's twin brother, and I couldn't have two more opposite people aside me that know one knows so much about wrestling and one knows so little.
I mean, I know nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely. So what I'd like to be is the voice of all those out there that have no idea about the sport. I'll ask questions that only idiots would ask.
Okay.
And then we're going to get some answers here, and we should have a lot of fun.
Well, that's a deal. Jake and his brother Jarrett, who Jarrett coaches this Ridgeline wrestling team, wrestled out at Mountain Crest. State champions?
Yep.
Both.
What years, Jake?
2008.
2000. Oh,
Jarrett
geez.
was a two-time state champion, 2006 and 2008. I was a state champion, 2008.
Attaboy.
I'm going to get that mic up there.
So what you're saying is I shouldn't wrestle yet.
No, you don't want anything to do.
Well, I have always have a singlet on underneath my clothes, just in case a wrestling match breaks out. You just never know.
Well, this wrestling match is about to break out here tonight, and we got a good one here as Malad has driven down from Idaho. And you would think Malad, a small school up in Idaho, small town, but boy, they bring some wrestlers into this gym. More specifically, they're going to bring Drake Morrison, who, Dave, is an All-American, and he's a freshman.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you've seen a little bit of him over the years because you've got a son that's also a freshman. My guess is they've crossed paths a time or two.
I have a freshman son that wrestles as well, and Jake is actually his junior high coach. As Jake runs the junior high program, we have seen Drake several times, and he is an incredible athlete. He is a great wrestler. So in that matchup, he wrestles at 138. Tyler Hess is going to have his hands full here tonight. The other two matches to keep your eye on from Malad are Blaze Wright, and the other one is Jace Potter. Blaze Wright is going to wrestle at the 190 weight category against Weston Green, and Jace Potter's going to wrestle at 113 against Cruz Allred. But on the Ridgeline side of things, you got Dylan Tweed at the 165. I've been to several of these matches this year, and he's impressed me throughout the season. He's a great competitor. One of the team captains, is that Dylan out there?
Yeah, it looks like him.
Shaking hands, yep.
Along with Hudson
Mosier.
Hudson Mosier.
Yep, Hudson Mosier, the two captains for the Ridgeline team. Dylan Tweed and Hudson Mosier. And Hudson's another one we got to keep our eye on. He's going to be at 144, wrestling Oakley Maddox from Malad.
Do they go in order? Do they go like the lightest to the biggest? Do they?
They do typically, but what Ridgeline does, and I don't know if this is with everybody.
Yeah, they'll usually
pick
at the
weight.
beginning they'll decide the weight they're going to start at, and then they'll go from that weight all the way up, and then they'll restart at the bottom until they wrestle through
because
them all.
this dude from Malad, that guy's got tree trunks for legs.
Yep.
Yeah, that's Blaze.
This is the 190-pounder. Yep.
So we're going to start this wrestling meet off with Blaze Wright at 190 pounds wrestling Weston Green. Weston, a sophomore from Ridgeline, looks to go for a bit of a headlock early on, but backs away and then just gets into kind of a bit of a hand fighting situation, going for the head.
I think Blaze should look at playing linebacker too.
I'm guessing that Malad's football team has Blaze all over it.
That guy has a body like a linebacker or a fullback. Would you like to try to tackle that guy?
It looks like a really good wrestler as well, as he's got Green on his back early in this first round, and he's going to look to get a pin here from Malad.
Well, that's quick.
Got him in like a reverse Nelson, right, Jake?
He's got him in a kind of a front headlock position, and then where he pushed him over to his back, he's holding him there, got his hands locked, he's got his near fall already. The referee's got the 3 ready to award.
Yeah, he's trying to use those hips. He's trying to use those hips to push Green's shoulders down to the mat. He's about got the pin. A little slow. Well, Green doing a good job of fighting out of this one almost. But that front headlock is in tight.
Yep.
And the pin comes.
There he goes.
So Blaze Wright, as we mentioned in the pregame, is that what it is? The pre-match?
I think it's a pre-match. Pre-duel.
The pre-duel, we talked about Blaze Wright on the card for Malad, and he comes out, gets 6 early points. As Jake mentioned, Dave, for a takedown, you're going to get 2 points. For a near fall, which is you get the opponent on his back for more than 5 seconds, you're going to get 3 points. So Blaze Wright was up in the match 5-0, but when you get the pin, it's all over. And that team, Malad, is going to walk away with 6 points for the 190-pound weight category.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Are those the biggest boys?
Nope, we're going to go to 215 next.
Ooh.
So
these guys out here right now, 215?
215, and then we're going to go to heavyweight, which has a limit from 215 to 285.
Whoa.
So you can't weigh more than 285. You can weigh anywhere in that range. This is actually Seth Montier.
Yep. Would you be all right at 285?
No, I would have to cut weight and get down to in the 140s and wrestle one of the Mosiers or something.
Oh, I think that ref just hit the guy in the face.
He did.
Whose side is he on?
That's unsportsmanlike by the official.
Is.
Montier with a nice victory over Eli Wheatley against Green Canyon earlier this season. Looking to get a win here against Caleb Matthews from Malad.
Digging in under over, and the Malad wrestler tries to do a lateral drop, but doesn't quite finish it.
That was almost
suplex activity. Yeah, now we got points awarded for Malad as he gets the back of Montier, and he gets the first points of this match to go up 2-0.
That's something. That's a sleeper hold.
Well, not exactly.
He did put him right
Close.
out.
He had a crossface. He's looking for a half Nelson, kind of a power half. He's going back to the crossface to get that opposite
up on
arm.
his feet. He's able to get away from him.
What does that mean?
Seth gets the escape point. Yep.
Just one?
Just one. 2-1 here. Malad in the lead. Kind of some head tie, some hand fighting action.
Getting down. Okay, 2-1.
Yeah, so if you're looking at the stream on the scoreboard, under Malad, you'll see the in the middle, you'll see the 215. That's the weight category. On the guest side, you'll see the number 2 at the very bottom. That's the Malad wrestler score for this round.
We just got a head and arm throw, and the Malad wrestler's got Seth on his back.
And that is extremely difficult to get out of. Montier is in trouble here.
He's got short time. If he can fight for another 10 seconds, he can get out of this round and get off his back.
He's doing a great job of keeping those hips twisted. Look at the flexibility that Montier. If he can get out of this one.
That's pliable, Nick.
That is pliable. Oh.
And he's able to fight it off.
And that is a great job by Montier, just staying alive as that head and arm, when that thing's in tight, Dave, I tell you what, no one wants to be in that position, as that usually results in a pin. But Montier doing a good job of fighting out. He's down 7-1, but you never know. In these duels, if you can just avoid a pin and just, maybe you still lose the match, but you only lose 3 points instead of 6, that can be the difference in the whole duel at the end of the day, keeping a victory on your side of the scoreboard. And so a good job by there, Montier, getting out of that pinning predicament. Getting to his feet here immediately in this second round.
If he can get out and push away, there he goes.
Yep, so he gets his point again. So he's down 7-2. Malad in the lead as they got the near fall points in that in the first round, late in the first round. He's just going to push him off the mat.
So, and the referee called Seth for a stalling warning right there. You need to stay in the middle of the mat or circle in. If you get pushed off, kind of like he was, then the referee will oftentimes warn the wrestler for stalling.
So you need to make an effort to keep your presence on the mat. As Montier is getting kind of bullied around here by Caleb Matthews, kind of trying to showing his dominance.
Yeah, just get him out of the circle.
Yep.
The one thing I did do to prepare for this is look up as many words as I could that were synonyms to flexibility. That's where I'm thinking pliable, and don't forget suppleness will come up here pretty soon too. He must be very supple.
Oh.
Well, we got some action going.
Someone's going to fall down here.
They're
Maybe
out.
they're back.
You got to get them out.
So, guys, double arm lock.
But if you got 1 foot in, if one guy has 1 foot in the green, we still wrestle? Or is it a judgment call by the ref?
It's more of a judgment call by the official, but more than likely, if one wrestler is still in the green, you're still going to continue to wrestle.
You got to go till you hear the whistle.
Usually they want to see if 2 knees are out, then you're out of bounds. And Matthews just pushing Montier around.
Seth's got to be careful here. If he doesn't circle in, the ref probably hit him again for stalling. Give up a point.
Well, yep, so there's the point for the stall as he gave him a warning.
You get 1 warning and there's no points. On the second warning, it'll be a point.
So they awarded the point to the Malad wrestler. He takes an 8-2 lead here in the 215 weight category.
That's a big lead, right?
Yeah, points-wise, it's tough. You're going to have to look for a pin if you're Montier, and he's trying to get to that head, but Matthews doing a good job of just keeping him away and then bringing him back in tight.
Oh, hey, what's that?
So that was a lateral drop he just did, and the ref awarded him a 2 takedown, but they went out of bounds, so he's not going to get any near fall. They stopped it, but he did a great job with that lateral drop.
Cut into the lead.
Yeah, cut into the lead. 8-4 now. Montier finds himself down. But
tell me about this. I've never understood this.
So once he gained control on that move that eventually went out of bounds, when you re-enter the mat, the control position is one wrestler on his hands and knees. The control position is on his back to start that round. So in each period, you have to choose what each wrestler gets to choose what position they want. Neutral, which is on your feet. Down on the ground, what's that called? Bottom. So you get to choose neutral, bottom, or top. When you get control, anytime you go out of bounds or have to reset the match, you go to that position in the center of the match if you have control.
But they didn't on the other 2 out of bounces.
Because nobody had control.
Yeah, okay.
They were still in a neutral position, meaning no one had been awarded points for control for that round.
But because Montier threw him out.
Well, he got the points of the takedown before he went out of bounds. So the referee awarded that takedown point on that what maneuver was it?
Lateral drop. Yep.
I'm sure glad Jake's here.
Me too. Can you imagine?
Just
the 2 of us?
It'd already be a train wreck.
Yeah.
That was some kind of weird hip throw, and he rolled to the ground and drug him with him.
He just got right out of that.
Seth did a really good job there. End of period points are tough to give up. If you get them, they're great, but he did a good job staying behind him to avoid that.
Staying behind him and keeping his arms wrapped around him. No points awarded.
So even if he stands up, it's not necessarily a point.
No, because you got to break the grip of the guy on top. So you see in this third round, the Malad wrestler Matthews had election on what he wanted to do. He wanted to stay neutral. So the only points that can be gained here by Monteith is if he takes him down.
Okay.
Because they're in a neutral wrestling position.
But if you're behind, you probably want to go down position so you can try to get an escape.
Yep. That's a good
maybe
strategy.
If you're so far behind, you want to be on top to try to get an established control and then get him pinned.
Gotcha.
So, and every wrestler is going to have their strengths and their weaknesses, what they're good at. Are they good on their feet? Are they good on top? Are they better on bottom? So every wrestler is going to have their own preference of what they want to do when it's their choice.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, you'll have the football strategy. If you get to elect first, you'll defer to the third period. If you get to pick in the second, you defer to the third, and then the other wrestler has to pick at that point. Does that make sense?
Yeah. My strategy would be just avoid it all, everything.
Just not go out there.
Just run around out there.
Now that's stalling.
Okay.
I lose points.
You only get beat by 3, though, right? It's only 1 point for a stall?
Well, I mean, you want to win here, bud. You don't just want to. Ridgeline down 6-0 here as we're in the second bout of this duel. Monteith goes for
the head and arm throw and slips off the head and gives up the takedown.
It's just a good job by Matthews, too, having a strong base and keeping that head out of that hold. And now he's looking to put in that's
a broken arm is what that is.
Yeah, that looks like it hurts. Now, it's the official's job that if he feels like a wrestler is in a position that he could be injured, he's got to stop it.
Now, Seth did a good job there not going to his back. And like Nick mentioned, because if we give up a pin there, we're giving up more team points. So even if he loses, not getting pinned helps the team out.
And now there's another element of this. You don't want to lose by more than 8 points. So he's down by 7 right now. Situationally, if you're Monteith, you want to take your medicine and go away with the 7-point loss because it's only 3 points. If you get between 8 and 14, it's a 4-point victory for Malad. So the Malad wrestler there, Caleb Matthews, is going to come out on top 12-5 in the 215 weight category and gain Malad 3 more points as Malad finds themselves up 9-0.
Whew.
Yeah. Wow.
It's a lot of information to process now.
There's a lot going on, and this is fast action. They don't slow down. There's no timeouts. There's no breaks, really. We probably won't have many commercials.
We won't have a halftime sponsor by Planet Fitness.
No, but we do have just a second as Ridgeline's going to get a forfeit. Malad doesn't have a heavyweight.
Oh.
So Ridgeline's going to walk away with 6 points with the forfeit, and we're going to recognize Adams Wealth Advisors as they power our video experience here tonight. Adams Wealth Advisors wants to understand your family, job, hobbies, and goals to earn your long-term financial trust. Adams Wealth Advisors puts clients first in any circumstance. Visit adamswealthadvisors.com. See, now
Does
we're
that
going
happen
back.
very often where people forfeit?
It happens particularly with smaller schools or schools where wrestling's maybe not as.
So Malad knew they were coming into here and giving up 6 immediately.
Yep.
In the heavyweight category. Now we drop all the way back down to the lightest weight in this duel. That's the 106. Jackson Wynn here is going to take on Aiden Potter. And Jackson actually looked like he was going for a head and arm throw, and Potter slipped out of it and was able to gain control for the first 2 points of the match.
That's good camera work there, Ollie. Got my son on the camera, and he's zeroing in on this.
Yes, he is. He's using that zoom button.
Yeah, he is. Our listeners... Well, I guess they'd have to be on.
There's no other way.
Yeah, we're not on the radio, just through the stream tonight. So we appreciate you joining us through CashValleyDaily.com.
Potter looking to slip in a half Nelson there, but a good job by Wynn of getting out of it and keeping his arms tucked, and now he's just kind of on his belly, goes out of bounds.
I prefer on my sons to go full Nelson instead of just half.
Now that's illegal, bub.
Oh, you can't go full?
No full here.
Well, at home I go full.
You'd get a warning, or actually,
I make the rules.
Yeah, that's a point
for
given
the
up.
other. Yep.
I make the rules at home.
Okay.
I'm in charge. I go full Nelson.
Full Nelsons are legal.
They are legal at home.
Well, not here tonight. Jackson Wynn finds himself on the bottom, down 5-0. I didn't see that near fall.
It was right when he got the takedown.
Oh, when he slipped out of the head and arm, he got the takedown, he got a near fall. So down 5-0 here early in the first round. I guess about halfway through the first round. Each period round, period, Jake?
Either one.
Okay.
Either one.
Each period is going to be 2 minutes, Dave. And if you've ever tried to wrestle someone for 2 consecutive minutes,
you're gassed.
Gassed. There's no sport that is going to exert your body that much in that short amount of time like wrestling is. I mean, at the end of a 3-period, 2-minute rounds, you are just exhausted. I mean, it's that quick exertion of your heart rate gets elevated extremely high. You're fighting your guts out about every second. I mean, Jackson Wynn is working his tail off to try to stay out of this.
If he can stay out of it.
He's got 10 seconds on the clock, and he's on his back. He's going to give up near fall points, but he doesn't want to get pinned here.
This is where suppleness comes in.
He is supple. And he does. He gets the job done there for Ridgeline, but he's going to find himself down in this first round. 8-0 going into the second period. It looks like Malad is going to defer.
Defers to Ridgeline.
And Wynn looks like he wants to take top position. So as we start the second round, Wynn's going to have control here of Potter for Malad.
We still got music going. Did you notice that?
Yeah, we do.
That's actually kind of nice.
Yeah, well. Oh, and Wynn, Potter has got to his feet and has got the escape point nearly. Wynn. Okay, there it is.
There he goes.
Wynn trying to throw him to the ground. Now just shoves him.
That's the that's the sumo stuff I'm talking about.
That is. At 106, I don't know how much sumo these boys are doing. But Wynn just loses control, gives up the point. He's down 9-0. He's got to figure a way to get Potter to his back, because Potter's kind of dominated this match so far. They're just kind of head fighting at this point.
Is that grappling?
Yeah, a little bit of grappling out there.
Some hand fighting there,
yeah, some hand fighting. You ever hand fight with your wife?
No. Just remember, was it Mike Tyson's Punch Out where the commentator would say, body blow, body blow?
I think
left,
it was.
Left.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to say when I'm up here.
There's no
uppercut.
There's no uppercuts being thrown out there. There is some
but you get a
hand
crossface once in a while.
Yeah.
Wynn looks for a single leg there.
Oh, single leg.
Yep, look to grab a single leg takedown of Potter. Potter doing a good job of clearing his hips and back to the grapple position.
Single leg sounds like a good nickname for a guy, you know?
Yeah, if you were a wrestler, your nickname was single leg
Zollinger.
Wynn going back to the head of Potter. Potter trying to get underneath the arms, make something happen here. Getting some coaching from Coach Jared over there. Forgot to mention Devin Morrison, who coaches Malad. That's going to be Drake Morrison's dad, the All-American we talked about. That's going to be coming up here in a few more matches.
Well, they got a good club so far. They got
9-6. The only points they've given up have been on a forfeit. Ridgeline so far, Jackson Wynn doing a good job of not giving up a takedown in that second round. He did give away some escape points. 1 point given up there in the second round, but he's going to find himself in bottom position here to start the third round as Potter's trying to put more points and extend this lead for Malad.
Just hang on.
Wynn gets
Jackson
to his
right
feet.
up to his feet. If he needs to belly out here and let go of that head.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's going to be taken to his back.
Yep, Coach Morrill in the corner is telling him to let go of that head and get to your belly, and he does exactly that. And now a power half Nelson looks to be put in by Potter, but gives that one up and gets back to another.
Now, power half Nelson.
Yep, so you got your arm up under the armpit and over the neck, and then you got your other hand on top of that hand. You can lock it up too.
Yep, you can lock it up. Forearm on the back of their head.
And that's just a ton of pressure. Yeah.
Without that, it's just a regular half.
If it's just one, it's just a half Nelson. Yep.
Jackson probably needs to belly out again here so he doesn't give up any near fall.
Yeah, he's reaching back, and that's a natural reaction that I think a lot of wrestlers have, Dave, is that you always are wanting to reach back for the head or reach back for the hip, and I'm telling you what, it puts you in a bad position.
Yep.
You never want to be there. You're exposing yourself to get on your back or even in a worse position, get pinned. But Wynn does a good job of getting out of both of those predicaments And we got some blood.
Got some blood time.
So,
we got some blood.
When Dunkley pinned you, which move did he use?
That was I don't even we were just belly to belly. Yeah. That little muscle hamster had me down so quick, and I didn't even know what to do.
He's in a lower weight class too,
but a much lower center of gravity.
Yeah.
How do you know he's in a lower weight class?
I don't know. It's a guess. He's like a little fire hydrant. It's not easy to tackle that.
While we got a little bit of a break, we're going to go to a commercial, and we'll be back right after this.
Students, Logan Cash Rich Credit Union is offering ultra-low interest rates on auto loans and more. Plus, they pay school students for good grades. Inquire at Logan Cash Rich Credit Union. Member-focused, goal-driven.
When a client walks into the office, I want them to feel like they have a team that is full-time working for them.
We really start from the ground up, setting our goals, understanding your situation, and then building the plan to maximize that quality of life.
Visit Adams Wealth Advisors.
You always know when Nick and I are coming back from commercial because we're up here getting jiggy.
Yep. You see my head bobbing. You're in the auditorium tonight. You can tell that I'm coming back from commercial. As we're going to return to the mat with Jackson Wynn and who do I got? Aiden Potter. Aiden with a 9-0 lead here over Jackson Wynn. Overall, Malad with a 9-6 lead in the duel over Ridgeline.
Let's see if this Potter's got a little magic in him yet. See what I did there?
Yeah, little Harry.
For Ridgeline's sake, I hope not.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wynn has been in a couple of tough pin positions and done a good job of staying out of it and avoiding the 6-point loss. Right here, he's working kind of 2-on-1 there. He's got both arms on Wynn's left arm.
No, you guys told me that there's a mercy rule. Is it what? How many points?
15.
You got to get up 15.
15. Right now, the Malad, Aiden Potter, is looking at a 4-point victory.
And that's called a technical fall, right?
Technical fall when you're up by 15. Yep.
And if you're up by more than 8, it has another name there, Dave. What's that one?
Major decision.
Major decision. So a major decision win there for the Malad wrestler Aiden Potter as he defeats.
And that's 4 points.
That's
Jackson Wynn.
14 points.
Well, so now.
So they need to add another team point. They only put it to 12, but it should be 13 because he won by 9.
There it is. There it is. So they must have the add 3 button and then the add 1 button instead of the add 4 button. A lot of.
So how many bouts do we have here total? Well, matches.
14 total weights. So there will be 14 contested where there was 1 forfeit.
So we'll have 13. We'll see 13.
We'll see 13.
We're through 4, including the forfeit. So we're through 3. We got 10 more, Dave.
And now who do we got here?
The fun has just started.
Who do we got here?
Now this is Jace Potter from Malad against Cruz Allred from Ridgeline.
I have to believe you can't headbutt, right?
No.
Well, it happens.
Well, I was going to say, I just saw a little.
You can't maliciously. If you do, then the ref should call you for unsportsmanlike or another call, give the other wrestler a point. But there's going to be times when your head's hit, and it's just part of the match.
Yep.
A little bit of body grappling, body control fighting going on here by both the wrestlers as Cruz is looking to throw here, but nothing.
Yeah, can you chuck?
There it is. Oh, boy.
If he
almost took himself down.
Yeah,
Cruz went for kind of a lateral drop there, didn't quite get it.
Get the hips underneath him.
Gave up the takedown and was able to bail out of it and just give up the takedown and no near fall.
Now this type of wrestling, Dave, is called folk style. There's 3 different types that are major wrestling events. You have freestyle, which the scoring is completely different, and the wrestling style is different. Then you have Greco-Roman.
Okay.
Do they call it Greco-Roman, or is it just Greco?
That's Rulon Gardner.
Yep,
right?
Exactly.
That's what he won his gold medal in.
How do you tell the difference?
Well, there's different rules and there's different scoring.
There's different rules. The main difference between Greco and freestyle is in Greco you can't attack the legs. You can't use the legs to score
as leverage, yep.
But in freestyle you can, and then those 2 are pretty similar otherwise, and then folk style has completely different rules.
Folk style. What we're doing here tonight is folk style. In freestyle and Roman Greco, the biggest difference is as you roll the wrestler to their back, you're gaining points each time. So there's different elements of the scoring that is much different. It's a much different wrestling style, but we're watching folk style here.
So
tonight.
what do you prefer, Jake?
I like folk style and freestyle. I like both of them. Folk style is what we do in high school, so I did that a lot. Really enjoyed that. Freestyle and Greco were fun too. That's what they do in the Olympics, is those two. But folk style was a very good one, fun one.
Yeah, folk style is probably the one that has wrestled the most, as it's high school and at the college level, collegiate level. But every wrestler and wrestling program is going to have those freestyle and Roman Greco kind of extra additional seasons attached to their high school programs. Does that make sense? So in the spring, these boys will all go wrestle freestyle and Greco-Roman.
So it'd be kind of a club season.
I see. It's kind of folksy out here right now.
Yeah, this is all folk style. Well, there's no banjos here tonight. There is a gong. There is a gong in the corner.
Usually gongs aren't associated with folksy. You need one of those pots that you play, with the playing the tube. You know what I'm talking about?
I have no clue what you're talking about right now. You look that up. While you're looking that up, we'll talk about this wrestling match. Cruz Allred finds himself down after the first period. 2-0, only giving up those first initial points as he missed a throw early in the first round. There was no other points gained by either wrestler, and now they're both back to a neutral position here to start the second.
Cruz is in on a shot. If he can finish it here, he can get a takedown.
Yeah, he's got a single leg,
Potter's
and he continues to work. And Cruz, that is a great scramble by the Malad wrestler, and gets himself out of bounds. That was a great job by both wrestlers.
That was a great job by both guys. Cruz did great getting in, and then Potter did a good job defending, not giving up the takedown.
Cruz stuck that single leg in there, and then he just continued to work it, but a nice job by Potter. And he's one of the guys we pointed out at the first of this broadcast that he's one of Malad's best wrestlers. I know these two matched up in the Richardson Memorial just last weekend, and I want to say it was a close bout then. We got another good one going here tonight with a 2-0 lead for Potter, as I got to assume Jace is the older or younger brother of Aiden Potter, and he goes for a head and arm throw.
Watch out, cheerleaders.
And that one's out of bounds, too.
Face. It's a jug. You play the jug.
The jug. Yeah. I never have seen a folk style type.
Yeah,
okay.
See?
You just kind of blow into a big old
jug.
All right.
Banjos.
Yep. A banjo
there's your trio.
I relate the banjo, but not the jug.
Yeah, you play a jug. I'm going to bring one so I can play it during these folk matches.
We're at the 113 weight category as we got Cruz Allred here with a nice battle with Jace Potter from Malad.
And Jace Potter ended up 4th place last weekend at the Richardson
And
Memorial.
That's a big tournament, Dave. That Richardson Memorial is one of the more recognizable tournaments in the wrestling high school ranks, as they get a lot of teams over there, and it's really well ran.
Where is it?
It's at Box Elder.
Okay.
Richardson is an ex-wrestler or a coach or something?
He was a former coach of Box Elder High School. There's a whole story behind it. He was their coach, and he actually tragically passed away trying to save, I think, one of his children when they were in Willard Bay.
Wow.
And, anyway, he passed away. They named it after him and continued the tradition with great wrestling.
In memory of Richards. Do you know what his first name was?
I don't.
I don't remember. But that tournament is a pretty key tournament in the Utah high school wrestling.
You get a lot of teams.
Yeah, a lot of teams.
Just
a lot
individuals
of really good
that just show up, or is it team stuff?
Teams. It's all team.
And we had, I think there are teams from 3 states there. Utah, obviously, and then Malad was from Idaho, and then Evanston. Wyoming was there as well.
But there's individual wrestling too, right? I mean, you can win state, but your team doesn't.
Yep.
Right.
So like golf.
Exactly. Very similar. There you go. Yeah, you can relate to that.
Oh, great job by Cruz. Wow. He throws into his back. He's getting near fall. He may even get a pin here. He looks pinned.
Oh, that was...
And a slow pin call by the official gives the Malad, Jace Potter, an opportunity to roll out of that one. But a nice job.
Great job by Cruz. He takes the lead here in the third round. Up 5-2.
I didn't see exactly what that move was. What did he get him in?
That looked like the lateral drop.
Another one.
Same one, yeah.
Yeah, so something you'll see in programs is a move that is practiced a lot, or that's probably a move that Jarrett used a lot in high school. So it's easy for him to coach and teach, and kind of a maneuver that we've seen here twice tonight by Ridgeline kids getting points. So, but Cruz doing a great job here, regaining the lead. Establishing the lead for the first time here, 5-2, as he got the takedown on the lateral throw, And the 3 near fall, I thought he was pinned there.
Yeah.
It was very close to a pin.
He looked pinned, but the ref didn't slap the mat, so they keep wrestling.
I got to tell you, all night long.
You're supposed to not see any space, right, between the shoulder blades?
The shoulders have, if they're contacted the mat for more than 2 seconds?
A lot of times the ref, they don't wait 2 full seconds. They'll just slap the mat. It looks like they're down. But he didn't think he was pinned, and they kept going.
And I got to tell you, here tonight watching the JV wrestle, it's a different official, but there has been slow pins all night long. So the trend continues here with the varsity level with what appeared to be a close opportunity for Cruz Allred to pick up 6 points. Potter escapes that maneuver, but Cruz Allred continues to be in control.
And right here, the ref gives Cruz a caution for his starting position was a little bit off, but you get a couple of those before you give up a point.
So with 44 seconds to go here in the third period, Cruz Allred with a 5-2 lead. If he's able to just hang on to this control position and not give up any points, if he gives up an escape, he's going to be up 5-3. But at that point, you're vulnerable for a takedown, and then you find yourself back 5-5. So you got to remain in control here and just ride this one out for 37 seconds for the win.
Now, why does the ref have a red armband and a green armband?
So those are the 2 wrestlers and the scoring for each. So the Ridgeline, I'm guessing, is going to be green all night long. And the Malad team's going to be red all night long. And anytime he holds a hand up and a number, those are the points awarded for that wrestler.
So Cruz has got to be careful here. That's his second caution. If he gets a third, it will be 1 point for Malad, so he's got to be careful.
Big trouble for an escape, and a takedown gives him the victory. You don't want to be in that situation.
And he wants to just stay in bounds. Got kind of a quick stall call by the ref, but
wow. Is he going to award points on the stall?
So when you're in the top position and you get called for stalling, they should stop the match and then get a restart for the bottom guy, so you don't just continue in the stalled position.
I got you. That's such a at the referee's discretion. Cruz, listen to your coach. Yeah, so you don't want to give up a point here.
Cruz just gave up a point right there for another caution. So.
And now Coach is going to have a word with the ref?
He wants to know what he's doing that is causing this to be an illegal hold from the top position. As he approaches the wrestler's back.
He's done it 3 times. I mean, at some point, somebody's got to sit.
Yeah.
They're trying to coach him up here on what he's doing wrong. He's got his hand on the elbow in the wrong position or in the wrong grip type.
Wouldn't he have done this 1,000 times in his life? So why
each official is particular about different things.
Oh, he's getting near fall again, though.
Oh, boy. He's got himself.
Oh, he got near fall, so he's in good shape here. Just hold on to that leg.
And he hasn't given away the reversal yet.
Nope.
So Cruz Allred with a near fall 2 points to take a 7-3 lead.
He almost got a pin there at the end.
Yeah, he did a good job of getting the near fall points to extend the lead 7-3, and then just hanging on to that leg and not giving the reversal points to get the Jace Potter back in the match. But I tell you what, that Potter kid's a good wrestler, and placing him at the Richardson Memorial's no joke. So a nice job by Cruz Allred.
Yeah, that's a great win for Cruz.
I want to say Jarrett told me that one, Oscar Richardson is the name of the head coach out at Box Elder.
Oh, okay.
Super Smith's telling us he saved his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
amazing.
And
then passed away doing it. Wow. Jarrett told me to watch that match. They had a good one over at the Richardson Memorial this weekend. So
yeah, that was a great match.
Great job by Cruz Allred, getting 3 points on the board and a 9-13 lead for Malad. But Nick, cutting into that lead a little bit.
This just in. We are on the radio tonight on 104.5.
Fantastic.
So it's probably good you are giving us a little bit more play-by-play.
Well, for the millions listening around the world.
Oh, yeah.
And the thousands, hundreds of thousands watching online.
Well, great. Now you're going to have to actually be the eyes of the listeners on the radio.
Yeah, we'll try to keep you informed on what's going on here as the wrestlers are going to stay in a neutral position. No points in this first round as we have Hunter McBride is facing off against Kimball Carter.
Hunter gets in on a high crotch single leg, driving into the Malad wrestler. He's able to get out of it, though.
Yeah, the Malad wrestler throws in a crossface to kind of prevent that, and then Hunter
throws him down, and he's pushing him to his back, getting near fall.
He's got kind of an arm, and he's got his belly. They're belly to belly.
Yeah,
but he's trying to work those hips over the shoulder.
If Hunter can sink back his chest and get chest to chest, he'll be in a better position to pin him.
Yeah, and there it goes. He's got him in a pinning position here, and it's just a matter of time as he is chest to chest, and his team is yelling squeeze, but he's having a hard time controlling the head. Now he works his legs to the top, and there it is. There's the first pin of the night for Ridgeline Wrestling as Hunter McBride comes out and pins Kimball Carter in the 120 weight category and gets the lead back in favor of Ridgeline, 15-13, as we're, 5 matches deep? Nope, that's going to be 6. We have a forfeit in there.
And Hunter's running over to hit the gong.
Oh yeah, we got that on the stream as Ollie, our cameraman here, doing a great job of keeping the eyes on the wrestlers as we got a gong bong. What is that? A gong bong over there in the corner for the first pin of the night for Ridgeline. And we're going to move into the 126 weight category as Tate Mosier is going to face off against Parker Price from Malad.
Well, we got the lead now.
Yeah, we got the lead 15-13, but I've seen these things go back and forth all night long. As we had a good one here in this same gym with Green Canyon just a week ago.
Yeah, last Wednesday.
That came down to the last battle.
Very last battle,
didn't it?
And the funny thing is we're in the same order that we were in that wrestling because Sam McMullen was the
last match.
Yep, that was the last match, and he's last here tonight again.
Hunter Mosier's looking. He's looking at a fireman's here.
Pulling him under. I remember hearing about that.
Pulling him underneath. He doesn't quite have the takedown yet. If he can cover on top of Malad, he'll get the takedown.
And there's the control. Mosier gets control of Price. Price was doing a good job of controlling his legs.
And there he goes with the barbed wire, trying to pull him over to his back. And, the ref gives him 1 swipe, but no near fall. Needed to get to 2.
You got to get to 2 seconds there. He looks for a cow catcher, but he doesn't get it.
A cow catcher?
Cow catcher. Now he's going for a cradle. But nothing there, and they're out of bounds.
I thought that was called a come along.
That's a
cow catcher, right? You're a dairy farmer.
Come and get me.
Yeah, it's a come and get
me, as you described it on the podcast. But that was a cow catcher. When you got the guy's head underneath your chest, and you're able to get your hooks up underneath his armpits, and then you just twist them to their back. But they can't be in a standing position. It's too tough. You got to get them to the ground.
Is that kind of when they do the steer wrestling and they jump off their? Are they doing the
similar,
same idea?
Yeah, kind of similar to that, a little bit. You're using the head as leverage, and you got your arms underneath their arms. And Mosier's going to find himself in the control position as we have 48 seconds to go here in this first period. Price has put up a pretty good fight here as Mosier's just up 2 points, 2-0 with the 1 takedown to start the round. And Mosier's scrambling here to remain in control. He's got that arm. He's got the chicken wing in.
Oh,
if he can work that.
He's trying to stack him over the top with it.
Oh, he's got him stacked.
And there he goes.
It is.
Starting to get near.
That's something.
Ref's counting near fall now.
That's got to be close to a pin. He just got to avoid going out of bounds.
Oh.
Price doing a good job. And then they call that out of bounds. Wow.
But we do get our 3 near fall, though.
Yeah, he gets the near fall as he looked like he stacked him up there and then just continued to put pressure with those hips forward to roll that Price over. And he got the near fall, but then the out of bounds call, and they are slow pins tonight, Jake.
There's something.
He's got the leg.
Good job of returning him to the mat. We got short time here in the first round, so if we can stay on top.
5-0 lead for Mosier. It has 132 up there, but this is the 126 weight category. So the scoreboard is wrong if you're watching on the stream. We're in the 126 weight category here tonight with Tate Mosier doing a great job of 5-0 lead. It looks like Mosier had decision. He defers to Malad, and Price picks neutral. So we're going to start the second round at neutral. 2 minutes on the clock and a 5-0 lead for Mosier. Just some head grappling going on as they back away, readjust their headgear, and go back at it. Trying to work the elbows, trying to work the hands, but back of the neck for both wrestlers. Mosier tries to jerk Price down to the mat. And nothing happening. Still continuing with a little bit of head fight. Mosier reaches for an ankle, Nothing there.
It looks
and
painful.
Jerks him down. Flexibility is a huge thing in wrestling.
Yeah, you kind of gotta have a little Gumby.
There's some sore necks.
He's trying to swing around, can't quite get it though.
I can't imagine the sounds that my back and my neck would make if somebody was doing that to me.
Yeah, and you wouldn't get up.
I wouldn't. We'd
be calling him the stretcher. Where's Nate and where's the stretcher? Dave's done. Looks for another single leg attempt. Now he's got on top of the head. They're back to their feet. No points awarded here. About a minute into the second round, and no points for either wrestler.
Again, if he can get it or a short drag, and he gets the short drag, gets a takedown.
He went for the fireman's and then into a short drag, as Jake explains, and he goes over the top of the head and gets to the back of Price. And now he's stacking him again, and that one's in deep.
That
one is done.
The mat.
There you go.
There it is. Yeah, when you get that stack and you get the hips in the right position, that wrestler is toast, as you've got your arms wrapped behind their back, and they just can't go anywhere. And Price Mosier with the pin, he's going to extend this lead for Ridgeline out to 21-13.
And that's a great job by Tate. He's only a freshman. It might be his first varsity home victory.
Nice, good. Congratulations to that young man.
Wait, who was it?
Well
Tate
executed.
Mosier.
Tate Mosier, right there at the 126.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's handwritten in there.
Yep.
So now we got Zach.
Yep, Zach Butt here for
Alex
Ridgeline.
Marshall.
Alex Marshall
wrestling at the
stepping
132.
into the ring.
Wrestling at the 132.
132 weight. Yep, division. You know, I got to do.
Here comes the gong.
Oh,
don't forget the gong ball.
We got the spotlight on Tate. And the freshman pounds the gong. I do have to mention, at that 126 category, a state placer, Jack Semedeni, was unable to wrestle here tonight, as he's one of the best wrestlers that this Ridgeline wrestling program has. It's unfortunate that he's not here with us.
Injured?
No, a little bit of a disqualification situation at the Richardson last weekend. And so he's unable to wrestle here tonight. But Zach Butt tied up here early in the first round, looking to kind of get.
Yeah, he's going for the fireman's as well. He's got the takedown.
Yeah, so he gets awarded the 2 points there as he gets back control of Marshall.
And now he's looking for a cradle.
And he looks like he's got that in deep. If he can roll Marshall to his back, he's going to have a pinning situation, and there it is.
The referee's
and he's got him right on his back. And now he's just got to sink that grip in tight, and that's a pin.
Slap it.
I don't know why we're not. There it is.
I want him to slap it hard.
Yeah.
I don't like this little baby stuff. I need a bow.
Each official's a little different. Some of them really get into it. Others are just kind of the quick little skip.
You get into it like
the strikeout in a baseball.
Yeah, you really do it. Yeah.
I wish our viewers could have saw that on the stream, as Dave Simmons gives us an impersonation of a strikeout.
I want him to really slap that thing. I mean, there's a lot of energy going on, and when you get that pin, you want to have somebody slap the mat.
Yeah, we got 3 pins in a row here for Ridgeline, as they were down 13-9, and now they put 18 points on the board and go up 27-13 to take a commanding lead, but don't look too soon. This is Drake Morrison, the freshman All-American, has got Tyler Hess. And this kid is an incredible wrestler. I tell you what, I've seen him wrestle for years.
Okay, this is the
freshman. Yep, this is the freshman All-American, and he's going to get a warning for a little bit of an early start on a neutral position. Why are we 2-1?
He already got a takedown in this game.
And then, Hess got the escape. He's got Tyler Hess here, but he's got him in a cradle. Or is that a cradle?
Yep, that's a cradle. He's got him.
And he's got that in
bottom leg cradle.
And that's a pin.
Wow.
So Drake Morrison makes quick work of Tyler Hess in the 138. He's a freshman, and that dude can wrestle. There's a wrestling tournament down at in Farmington, actually. They call it the Salt Lake Slam. It's a huge national tournament, wrestling tournament, where it brings kids from all over the nation to come wrestle, and it's around the New Year's time. And I've seen that kid go deep in that tournament and place, and that is no joke to go place at the Salt Lake Slam. We were looking at his stats, just Jake and I were here. He's placed at the Western Nationals, second place. That kid is a good wrestler, so don't hold your head too low there, Tyler Hess, as you got an All-American on your hands. That's a tough matchup.
Who do we got here now?
144 category, we got Hudson Mosier, brother of Tate Mosier, who just got a pin there. He's wrestling Oakley Maddox from Ladd, and Maddox with the early control.
Takedown.
See how he's got 2 feet in, Dave, but everything else is out?
We're still wrestling.
Yep, we're still wrestling.
Bring him in.
So Mosier, there he's out of bounds. See, the knee went out and the foot was out. Did you see that knee slide out from the Malad wrestler?
Barely.
Barely. That's all it takes. So Mosier finds himself down. Where's that near fall points?
So the referee, as I saw it, didn't actually count near fall. It was close, but he didn't quite get it, and so it looks like the Malad coach is asking the referee about it right now.
And it's interesting that I haven't seen Devin Morris out to the center to talk to the officials yet. He sends his assistants out, but I think they have a viable complaint there. As it looked like Mosier maybe had gotten on his back and given up some near fall points, but none awarded by the officials. Usually you're not going to talk him into any.
Yeah, for the most part, it's tough to change their mind. If the way they saw it, it
seems to be the case in most sports.
I think so.
You yell at a ref, they're going to be like, yeah. Well, they're not going to say, yeah, you know what, you're right.
You're right. Let's change that call.
15-yard penalty.
Mosier doing a great job of staying active early on the whistle here. And look at him run his feet, and he gets the escape points. A takedown opportunity here as he's got one leg lifted. He's just got to keep him in bounds. There he goes. He's out of bounds. But a nice job of exploding early and getting an escape. And they're neutral. Ooh, that's going to be a warning.
Jump the gun.
That's a warning as he anticipated the whistle of the official and it didn't come.
Jake, do you see the same officials a lot?
You do. Particularly in duels, it's a little bit regional. You'll see a lot of the same ones circling in.
You've seen this guy before?
I have.
So you know his tendencies? I mean, are certain refs...
Yeah, certain ones do have certain tendencies, certain ways of doing things. This is a younger referee. I don't know his name, but we have seen him here at Ridgeline.
That one went off the mat.
We're out to the hardwood.
Yeah, we were.
He's rubbing his noggin.
And he called the Malad wrestler for unsportsmanlike conduct.
For continuing to wrestle after the whistle.
And gave Hudson 1 point, so now it's tied 2-2.
That's like a late hit out of bounds right there in football. That's unsportsmanlike, and it's going to award a point.
The flag.
No warning on that one. You just get a point awarded to the opponent, and it's a 2-2 ball game here for Mosier and Maddox. Maddox immediately shoots in.
Hudson defending with a whizzer here.
Trying to get his leg
back.
Whizzer? What's a whizzer?
Whizzer or wizard?
Whizzer.
Whizzer.
W-H-I-Z-Z-E-R.
Whizzer. I've heard that said 1,000 times. I always thought it was wizard. I didn't know why, but I just thought it was wizard. Look at him keeping the toes in.
Malad wrestler gets the takedown here.
Well, is somebody going to tell me what a whizzer is? Because I'd like to use it.
Whizzer's when a lot of times on a single leg takedown attempt.
So they're taking your single leg and they're picking it up.
So you're putting one of your arms between his arm and your leg and trying to lift it to help get your leg back.
Basically to separate his grip.
To break his leg
My body doesn't work like that. There is no way I'm
If I pick Dave's leg up, he'd tear a hammy.
Yeah, I can't even tie my left shoe. Putting my left sock on is the worst part of the day.
For him. As Maddox is looking for, I don't know what that is.
He put the leg right in, but Hudson rolls through, but Maddox is able to stay in control and the period ends.
So a leg ride where he tries to get both of his legs wrapped around one of Mosier's legs and then his arms wrapped around the other. It's almost like you're a kind of, a monkey on his back hanging on for dear life. And Mosier does a good job of, like Jake said, rolling through it. But Maddox remains in control and has the lead 4-2.
95% of the stuff you're saying, I don't understand a word that's coming out of your mouth.
And they've just called, the referees called a false start on Malad wrestler. He moved a little bit early before the whistle.
Can't even, it's like an offensive lineman.
You got to get in there and hold still. No false starts.
Yeah, just settle down.
Yep. Maddox with control here early in the second round as it's 4-2 in the 144. No, this is the 144 weight category. Ridgeline in the lead, 27-19. But Maddox kind of in command of this particular match as he looks for another leg ride here. He's got both arms on.
Sounds fun.
He's on his back, and Mosier's trying to kind of arch up and make things hard on him.
We need that ref to move.
Where do you go from there, Jake, when you get both arms and both legs?
He just rolled through. If he can get him, if he can circle out, get away from him and get an escape here, and he does a good job of hip heisting over.
Do they wear mouthpieces?
Some of them will.
I would smack my mouth so fast on somebody's face.
Typically, if you got braces, you'll want them. Otherwise, your lips are getting
I'm wearing them anyways.
Hammered. Now they're kind of just locked in an arm.
So this is a whizzer right here where Hudson's got his arm on the back and the Maddox has got his arm kind of over the top of it. So that's a whizzer hold right there.
Yeah, my shoulder doesn't do that either.
Oh, nice move by Maddox to regain. Did they give control to Mosier? They never did.
Yeah, we still remained in the same position, so there was no awarding of an escape. So even though Maddox did the low-level fireman, came back on top, no points.
Maddox working a chicken wing here and a half on the other side, and this looks like it's in deep. He lets go of it. I thought that chicken wing was in there. He was going to look to roll Mosier to his back, but some of these kids are just so strong.
My wife sleeps with the chicken wing.
Right in your side.
You can't get
close. If you hook up underneath here,
that'll work.
And then you get that fist in her back, you could get her on her back as quick as she wouldn't know what happened to her.
Yeah, she's uncuddleable. I'll tell you that right now. Unspoonable. She gets that chicken wing out.
That's
she
her
is
defense.
Unspoonable.
I had to teach her the wizard. She just rip right through there, and you ain't getting her with single leg.
I didn't understand a word that just came out of your mouth, but I like it.
Short time here in the second round, and Mosier.
He was getting choked out.
No back points.
Yeah, Hudson was fortunate there. The time ran out before the referee could get a second swipe.
You ever seen anybody pass out? I mean, I would fake it.
My son Jackson nearly passed out, and the referee stopped because he could tell he was about getting ready to have his head popped off.
If you fake a pass out for just half a second and then jump back on, unsportsmanlike, I would imagine.
It's like flopping in soccer.
Okay. Then it happens all the time.
These kids are not soccer players. Don't compare them to soccer players.
No, you said it's like flopping in soccer.
Well, it is, and it never happens. It never happens. Not in this sport.
So Maddox chose down there to start the third period.
It's a good position to be in when you're up 2 in a 4-2 match. If you can just avoid getting turned to your back, which that may be his strength. He just doesn't give up back points. You can just ride this one out from the bottom, maybe get an escape, and then you're up 3 with a nice lead. So
straight to his feet. Hudson, he gets caught underneath, was trying to tilt.
Trying to trip, that tilt.
And this is another whizzer hold. So Maddox has got the whizzer on Hudson.
You don't want the whizzer.
That wizard puts a lot of pressure on that shoulder. Oh, my.
So
and
he's able to throw Hudson over and get a reversal.
That, to me, is one of the most painful things that I see is when that shoulder's getting wrenched and then he dumps you right on your head because you can't put your arms out to break your fall.
Exactly.
It looks like it hurts so bad. Mosier doing a good job of staying tough and just trying to get some escape points here as he's got a headlock in.
He's got his head on. He needs to let go of Maddox's head.
And just escape. But he's reaching back. And Maddox just gets back to top position. Kind of back to a neutral top position with his right arm around his right arm has got the left arm of Mosier. Now he's looking to get this.
Looking to thread the chicken wing in.
Yeah. He gives that up again.
And he gets back to his leg ride, though. Maddox has got the leg in, what we call the cross-body ride.
I tell you what, a kid that is
sounds
good.
Fun too.
You might want to try that one out. A kid that is good at riding legs and controlling legs like that is so hard to wrestle.
Really?
So hard to get out and get points and get anything going. And when he can stretch you out like that, Dave, that's a...
And right there, the referee stopped it for potentially dangerous. So if one of the wrestlers is in a position where they very easily could be injured, he'll stop the match and they'll restart.
And he was just stretching Mosier out to the point where that arm was getting in a bad position, and that's why they stopped that one. Mosier down 6-2 here in the third period with just 2 seconds, and he's gonna give up the decision here as Malad is going to get 3 points and narrow this lead. The margin is now down 27-22. So a nice job there by Maddox, getting points on Hudson Mosier's not always the easiest thing to do. He's a pretty good wrestler.
He is.
He's a junior, right?
He's a senior.
Oh, senior. So at the 144 category. Now this is one I had my eye on when it starts. I love watching this Ryan Mono wrestle.
Okay.
He seems to be like he is in some of the funnest wrestling matches I've seen this year. He's super aggressive, very quick, pretty strong kid. You can see he's got a wrestler's body, and he tries to jerk the Malad wrestler down to the mat to start this first round. Gabe Hoosty? Or Hoost? Hoost?
I'd go Hoosty.
And Hoost with a nice scramble. No points awarded, but what a sprawl by Ryan Mono. And then he looks to get
throws
him
into the back of the cow catcher.
And there,
back points. If he can squeeze in here, we might get a pin.
And this is something I haven't seen him do very often. He doesn't get a lot of pins, and the Malad wrestler Hoost is able to get out of it, but a nice takedown and a near fall to get a 5-0 lead for Mono. Is it Mano or Mono? Mono. So Ryan Mono with control and a 5-0 lead here over Malad. And he gets to his feet, turns to face him, and then gets the escape points. Mono and Hoost back to their feet. We'll see who shoots first or looks to take advantage of the other wrestler here. He
does a slide by.
What a
gets
nice move. That is beautiful.
That was a nice move.
First, shoots last.
Well, that was a nice little maneuver by Mono as he just threw him by. What'd you call that?
Slide by.
He jerks him down towards him, and then he scoots out of the way to avoid any resistance, and he gets to his back.
Yeah. And then Hoos gets up and gets an escape. So now
Hoost's first name is Gabe. Gabe Hoost. We apologize if you listen to this and we're mispronouncing your last name. Last night we had a kid named Hunter Shank. They pronounced it Skank. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. It's terrible.
I refused to believe it till his mom told me it was the case.
Personally. And Mono.
So Ryan needs to be careful here. There's short time left in the first period.
3 seconds.
He gives up the takedown and two near fall.
So Hoost was able to get 2 escapes.
Takedown, and then 2 near fall.
And the near fall. We got a 7-6 match, and I'm telling you, I wouldn't expect anything less out of Ryan Mono. He's in matches like this all season long, and he finds himself in another one here, up 7-6 after the first round. And we go into the second. I didn't see who elected to pick what here.
Yeah, I didn't either. I'm assuming who's choked.
Oh,
that's something.
Right on his head. As Ryan
no
just
for Ryan there.
Nothing.
No points for there.
In
Ryan,
freestyle, that's going to get you 3, right?
Yeah, in freestyle there would have been some points, and in Greco and folk style there's not. Then Ryan lets him away, so he gets his 1 point.
So we're tied 7-7 with 1:40 to go in the second period, and we got a good one. Another
slide by
Mono. He doesn't get the points, and then he gives the headlock
and then Hoos goes for the head and arm throw. Ryan rolls him through, and then they come back, keep scrambling, and they're just in neutral still. No points.
I'm telling you, there's no points awarded. Ryan's matches have been like this. They're just high energy, high pace.
Great scramble by those two.
I'd say both wrestlers doing a great job here at the 150 weight category. Is that what it's called? Category? Weight?
The weight class.
Class. Okay, thank you. The weight class. Ridgeline up 27-22 with 1:16 to go in the second period. What do you got? The little music?
You still got music going.
Coach Morrill over to their official to ask a question quick. We could change our music up slightly if we needed to. We got the same music rolling.
You could just stop it.
That's another option.
That's a little shoot, right? Shot in there?
Yeah,
the Malad guy.
Hoost went for a shot in Mono. I tell you what, that's one of his strengths, I think, is the way he sprawls and stays out of those takedown situations.
He's a strong kid.
Yep.
He's got nice big legs.
What you want on a wrestler, kind of a shorter frame, really well put together, as Dave takes a phone call here on the stream. A 7-7 tie here late in the second
slowed
period.
Down a little bit.
Yep, the pace is slowed. Another shot by Hoost and another nice sprawl by Mono. Ryan looking for his own as he's done 2 nice slide-bys here in this match to gain control on one of them.
He's going for another one, but doesn't quite get it.
Kind of a move he's looked here in this match. He's got a nice head of hair on him. Ooh, bit of a headbutt there, unintentional. 7-7 tie here as we're going to end the second period. 10 seconds left. You know, I think it would be nice, like in the MMA and in boxing, if someone here in the scores table or something at 10 seconds would slap, so that the wrestlers knew, hey, I mean, I know the coaches are yelling at him, short time, but that 10-second
and it's so
warning,
loud, it's hard for them to hear.
Yeah. That 10-second warning slap would be nice if they would implement that in the wrestling.
So
but
we're still 7-7, and Ryan chooses bottom.
Nice.
Tries a bit of a roll, but
doesn't
through, get it.
Countered by Hoos. He remains controlled and then gets to one leg, and he's going on an opposite leg ride. Is that what you said?
He's got an Iowa on one side, and then he's got the half, and he's pushed him to his back, and he's getting near fall.
And that is a tough situation for Mono to find himself in, as now he's chest to chest, and he's got his chin digging into the chest of Mono, and he's almost got a pin, and there it is. Man, you don't see that happen very often, and Mono is disappointed in himself, I'm sure. But what a fight through 2.5 periods almost. Ryan Mono in a tie situation, 7-7 going into the third, ends up giving up a pin, but just a battle out there. I love his competitive nature that he brings to the mat.
He came out on fire, a lot of energy for sure.
He does, yep. So now we're going to go to 157, and this is Sam Rossi. Is that how you pronounce that name?
Rassi is how I've heard it.
Okay, Sam Rassi against Cam Bingham from Milan.
Sam Rassi does a slide by and gets on top and gets a takedown.
So another nice maneuver there. Now he's got he almost had him turned. Ooh, a little bit of.
And then a roll through and an escape.
Escape for Malad. Oh, what a move as he flips him through. And kind of the Malad wrestlers.
This is probably potentially dangerous. Ref doesn't call it. And Bingham comes with the takedown.
Bingham with his head right in the gut of Rassi.
You don't want that.
No, and Rassi initially flipped him through, and then he was able to regain his feet. The Malad wrestler was, and he eventually got the points in the takedown. And now he's going for the full mount. You know, like in MMA where you get your feet up underneath their legs. And
Bingham, it looked like he put a leg right in, but Rassi was able to catch it.
And now he's got
the leg. If he can lift it and go for the head, he can likely get him to his back.
And there he is.
And he's got a reversal and getting near fall.
He's got a reversal near fall, and he's chest to chest. He's got Bingham in a bad situation here.
This would be great for the team points if he can finish him off right here.
I'd say as Malad recaptures the lead, 28-27. And now he's got a half Nelson.
Bingham's able to get off his back there.
Gets to his feet immediately and looks for escape points. Rassi gets him back down to the mat. And we're going to reset Rassi with a 7-3 lead. 20 seconds to go in this first period.
And now Rassi digs in with his legs, and he's going for the power half.
He's got a half Nelson, and that's
getting near fall again, and he's got the scissors squeezing him.
That's toast right there. There it is. So a 28-27 lead for Malad is immediately evaporated by Rassi, and that was one Coach Morrill talked to me about. He likes Rassi, likes his energy, likes the way he wrestles. He's kind of an unknown commodity. Thank you. An unknown commodity here for this Ridgeline wrestling team as he's a move-in, and he hasn't wrestled a lot, but right there he gets the pin. And he recaptures the lead for Ridgeline, 33-28. We got a good one going here. We got a
close duel. We've only got 2 matches left.
Dylan Tweed. He lives in my neighborhood.
Yes, he does.
If Dylan's able to win this match, it would seal the victory for Ridgeline.
Yep.
Well, let's get it done, Dylan.
Whether he gets a 3-point victory or any kind of victory here for Tweed, wins the duel.
Hunter Ray, is that how you say that? Ray?
Yep, Hunter Ray from Malad. Tweed's got him in a headlock. And there's the gong for the pin from Rassi.
It's kind of a late gong.
A little bit of a late gong over there. Dylan looking to get back control.
Behind. No takedown yet. He needs to take him down to the mat. And there it is. Gets his 2-point takedown.
2 points and control.
I would have pulled the groinal on that one. Those see how they went into splits.
The dexterity of these wrestlers is impressive.
Dylan does a good mat return, gets him back flattened out, and then he pops back up.
looking for a cradle here, and he's got
locked it up.
He has locked up the cradle, and that's going to be a pin and a victory.
If he can pin him there, it's going to seal the win for Ridgeline.
I just don't see the Malad wrestler getting out of this one. This is going to be your victory for the duel right here as Dylan Tweed has got himself in a nice position, and that one's over with. There it is. And the win for Ridgeline is they're going to go up 39-28 in an insurmountable lead here with only one match left. And I've been impressed with Dylan Tweed all year long. I felt like he's done a good job in his senior year, really coming out strong. And, you know, I don't know what the rest of the 4A classification looks like, but I think he's going to be a state placer here.
Oh, yeah.
At the 165.
I agree. Yeah, I'm certain he'll be a state placer.
Yeah, maybe,
barring injury or
if he gets hot, he goes on a run, he wins the state championship. That'd be cool.
And he was a placer last weekend, too, at the
Memorial?
Richardson. Yep.
Okay.
So this is the last one.
Last one at the 175 as we started at 190. Sam McMullen and Lex Driscoll.
I'll tell you, I think, obviously, help me remember the name of the freshman that's the All-American.
That's Morrison.
Okay,
Drake.
that kid's like next
unbelievable.
level.
He is.
But that Blaze Wright from Malad, their first wrestler, he was tough.
Yeah.
And then Tweed was really, really good.
Yep.
So Driscoll gets around and gets a 2-point takedown. Circles behind Sam McMullen. And now he's got a deep half Nelson and running it.
Oh, boy.
Sam's shoulder.
Painful.
Yeah,
that's
I was going to say
that
looked like a potentially dangerous the way his shoulder was bent.
Yeah, and sometimes you get those half Nelsons, and if you get him in a little bit of a weird position, you can, when you run around the head, you can get that shoulder to where it's going to look like it's just going to pop right off.
Mine would.
Yeah.
Before even to that point.
You would.
Off. Jake, can you still do this?
Somewhat.
With the kids, you get out there with the kids.
I'm old enough and not in shape enough. I can only do it for maybe 30 seconds a minute.
So
I'm
is that
tired.
Because of a cardiovascularly, or is it because your body won't bend like that?
Cardiovascularly is definitely is what I'm getting at.
Oh.
A lot of times you can kind of understand the position your body's going to be in to stay out of the more painful stuff.
That makes sense.
But certainly the cardio part's what's getting me.
I tell you, there's no other sport that will exert your body in a shorter amount of time than wrestling does in another potentially dangerous situation. And it's the same shoulder that he's working on for McMullen.
Are you sure? I swear the other one was the right shoulder.
I thought it was his left both times.
You could be
Maybe
right.
I could be wrong. But Driscoll, a pretty well-known name out in the Malad territory.
And here we've got injury time for the first time tonight. So if you saw the referee putting one finger in the air and making a circle,
swirl.
That's injury time.
Injury.
You get a minute and a half of injury time, and then if you exhaust all of it, then it's a forfeit.
Okay.
You've lost
and that's
the match.
6 points, right?
How long?
6 points.
A minute and a half?
Minute
They
and a
put
half.
you on a timer?
Yep. So there's a time for injury time, and if you take 2 separate injury times within a match, you'll give your opponent his choice of position. So just like at the beginning of the second or third, he'll then get his choice of position.
This Driscoll kid looks like a well put together young man as he's marching out in the middle of the mat. They're checking on Sam, and he looks like he's ready to go. As we have a second here, we're going to let you know that Great Basin Graphics is one of our sponsors. Custom T-shirts, designed embroidery, and graphics designs that will get your business noticed at Great Basin Graphics. McDonald's also sponsors our player of the game. Who's
I like
that
Tweed.
I like that too. I think Tweed ought to be named.
He sealed the victory.
Yep, Tweed with the victorious pin and the dual win for his team. Going to be our McDonald's player of the game. Work for McDonald's and let McDonald's work for you.
Driscoll's look like he's working that half again.
Yes, he is, and that's that same left arm of
That's that
McMullen,
same
and there it
shoulder.
is again.
He's got to be in some
That's
pain.
like when Johnny Laura swept the leg.
There it is.
But
he's got him to his
Sam's
back.
keeps fighting. He's almost off his back, bridging up on his back. If he can go for another 10 seconds about it, he'll get out of the first round.
Yeah, there it is. 10 seconds. He's trying to get out of bounds, and he's got the turn.
Great job by Sam to fight off his back, and then the referee. So he gives up the near fall. Let's see if the referee awards him an escape.
Yes, I was going to say, how is that not an escape point? That's got to be escape for Sam, and they do award it. It's 5-1 in favor of Malad. What
that's
happened?
a shame. Jump the gun.
Ball star.
Well, that's okay. That's just a warning.
Okay.
So great job by Sam to fight off his back there.
1 second, and there it is, the end of the first period. The victory is, this is when it just becomes gut check time for old Sam McMullen. Is the victory's in has been clinched here for Ridgeline, but you individually want to get a win for yourself. Sam, I think kind of new to the varsity ranks this year, right? Or did he wrestle varsity a little bit last year?
A little bit. He might have a little bit last year, but this year I think is his first full-time season.
Looking for an head and arm, and then
gives up a takedown.
Driscoll slips out of it, gets back control, and gets Sam to the mat to pick up 2 points and extend his lead 7-1. So McMullen looking to try to get a reversal, and we got some blood.
We got some blood time by Sam, and you can see it on his face.
Bloody nose?
Some blood underneath his nose.
Yep. That's the other thing you wouldn't be.
That's because of the headbutts, I'm telling you.
How quick would you can you tap out? Can you be out there and just
You can tap out, but that's going to be
fast. I would tip very fast.
For example, if you tap out while you're on your back, and I don't want to say the wrong rules. It's been a while since I've read this rule, but if you're on your back and you tap out, it'd be an extra near fall point. If they don't just straight out disqualify you for tapping out.
So tapping out is not something.
Don't quote me on that. I'll have to read the rule book.
Tapping out is not something you do here. You just pass out. Your arm dislocates. I mean, whatever it takes. Don't tap.
Well,
you ever seen it? You ever seen anybody tap out?
I have seen it.
Someone like in a headlock or something?
And if they may be in a pretty precarious position, maybe they can't breathe, or maybe they're injured in a way the ref hasn't quite noticed, and so they're hurting, and so they're tapping out because I'm in pain.
I broke a rib because the dude landed on my rib cage, and I can't it's punctured my lung.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't happen very often. These wrestlers, I tell you what, if you want to find the tough kids in the school, go over to the wrestling room at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
It smells too bad.
It smells like tough kids. Is that what it is? It's just about there's nothing else there's no one out there for Sam to rely on. There's no one out there for Sam to go to. It's all on him, and it creates a lot of toughness, a lot of, I think, self-confidence, and so many life lessons can be learned with this sport, like many sports.
Yeah.
But unlike team sports, it's just all on you.
Yeah.
You're the only one that's out there getting this arm wrenched up over the top of your head, and you got to figure out how to get out of it.
So Sam tries to kind of roll through and gets put on his back by Driscoll.
Is going to get pinned. Oh, boy. That's a bad position.
He's up in a pretty high bridge.
He is bridging.
Roll through and get off his back.
Driscoll's, no, I couldn't even sniff getting to that position. Driscoll's trying to get his hips over the top of Sam's head.
Yeah, fortunately for Sam, Driscoll's kind of got it
underneath
loose
him
in a way that his shoulders aren't on the mat. So if he can keep fighting, he might be able to wriggle free.
He's out of it, and he's going to get a reversal.
If he can get his head down so that he doesn't get pulled over, he gets the reversal.
Yep, and there's your reversal. He gives up the 3-point near fall, but he gets 2 points on the reversal.
And then Sam goes into a leg ride. He slips out, but he puts it back in.
Oh. He's got him wrapped up with his legs.
In MMA, you'd call this nearly about the full mount. He's almost got those hooks
he's in a precarious punch in the face at the same time.
He's in a precarious position because he's near getting reversed if he's not careful.
He's going to get reversed in a near fall. He's going to get put on his back as Driscoll's got up underneath his legs. If he can hold on
tight, he might be able to get out of the round. We only got 8. Oh, and the referee calls stalemate. Bails him out.
Yeah, because I thought Malad was going to score some points there as he was working his way out the back door of McMullen's legs. Sam remains in control.
And he's shown some good fight. Been on his back a couple of times, but didn't give up.
I'd say 7 seconds to go in this second period. 175 weight class. 10-3 for Malad in this particular weight class, but Ridgeline's going to come out of here with the W. It's kind of a different feeling because you and I usually don't know that the game's over till the game's over. But this one's over.
We've seen some football games that were over.
We have early. But this one is over as far as the duel goes.
Sam does a good job there staying behind Driscoll and not giving up the escape to finish off the second round.
We are going to have some JV matches that'll be going as we're working through our post game. So after they're done with this varsity match, Malad has been so kind to send some of their varsity wrestlers out there twice to wrestle some of our JV wrestlers just one time. So a handful of the Malad kids will be featured twice here tonight. Sam looks to go for a head and arm throw, doesn't get it. Oh, he goes again.
Looking for it again.
See how he's stepping those hips inside and he's trying to grab that head?
Oh,
and now he's got a cow catcher.
And puts him to his back again.
Toast.
He caught the cow again.
Yep, the cow catcher's a tough one to get out of.
There.
That's when your chest, because when you come through that move, you find yourself chest to chest, and when you get that pressure on them like that, it's almost impossible
it's a tough
to get out of that
be in.
one. I've seen several cow catchers catch kids and put them in a pinning situation. So Sam, a nice fight through almost 2.5 periods. He gets pinned with 1:33 to go in the third. And it's going to narrow the margin of victory to 39-34 in this first inaugural Cache Valley Daily stream, wrestling stream here tonight. Dave, what do you think?
Well, fast pace.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an exciting evening.
Wasn't it? No.
Do we have some wrestlers that aren't wrestling tonight because of injury that we should know about?
Kason Dana he's had an injury from the football season that he just hasn't been able to completely get over. He wrestled against Green Canyon, and he wasn't himself.
Aggravated it.
Yeah, hurt it again, and you could tell just the way he was out there wrestling. It wasn't the Kason Dana I've seen, the state championship placer. I don't know, did he win? Where did he place last year in state? Was it third?
I'd have to look.
Yeah.
I can't think of it off the top of my head.
I know he's placed, and I'm sorry, Kason, if you were a state champion last year, and I don't know that. I should, but he's not out there tonight. And then we spoke a little bit earlier about Jack Samadeni.
And we're also missing Cale Nelson at 106. He's the varsity 106-pounder. He got injured, and then his older brother Drayson is also injured. He's been at 126.
One's got a bulged disc in their back, and the other one's got a groin injury.
Yep.
If I remember their dad telling me.
That sounds right to me.
So, so 4 wrestlers that are normally on the varsity roster, not here tonight. The Kason Dana really didn't matter. Kason wouldn't have wrestled tonight here as the heavyweight where he would have wrestled. They drew a bye for that one, or a forfeit, sorry.
So Adrian Ferrer was going to wrestle in place of Kason.
Yeah.
Or would we have two?
So he was Ridgeline's varsity representative at 285. So had they had a wrestler for 285, that's who would have wrestled for.
And then, Jackson Wynn, I think, got pinned. So that was 6 points in favor of Malad that maybe could have gone another way. Would that be Drayson or Cale?
That'd be Cale.
Cale at the 106. These other kids, experience-wise, that have been moved up from JV up to varsity are doing a good job of scoring points, not giving up 6 points. They're
And Tate Mosier, he I think even wrestled up a weight. So freshman.
He's normally the 120.
So he moved up a weight
to 126 and he got the
opponent.
Win. Yeah. So a great job. Great job by Tate Mosier getting a pin. We had a nice run of pins there to really regain the lead as we found ourselves down, I want to say 12-9, or we were down early in the match.
So let me ask you this. A guy like Drake Morrison, who wrestles at 138, I mean, I have to believe that he can whoop a lot of guys that are much bigger than him.
Now, weight does play a pretty big factor in establishing position, I would say.
And in strength.
Strength, and if you're heavier, you're going to be stronger. So you might think Drake Morrison could go to 157 and compete with Sam Rossi. You're wrong.
Really?
Yeah, I think Sam would absolutely dominate him. Now, one weight category, maybe two. One for sure. He could compete and do fine at the 144, but you put him in the 150 against Ryan Mono. Ryan's just such a bigger body that you give up 12 pounds in wrestling. That's a lot.
Really?
It's a lot.
12 pounds?
It is a lot.
It is, because a lot of these guys are also kind of cutting down. They're leaner in the wrestling season. They're losing weight, and so that little bit more, it really does make a
Ryan
difference.
Mono might walk around when he's not wrestling at 165, and then he's wrestling at 150. So he's a 165 frame, muscle-wise, body mass-wise, that just shaves off a little bit of fat to get down to 150. And you ask a freshman 138 to try to deal with that 12 pounds, that's a lot.
So do they
if I put 12 pounds on your back, you probably couldn't even stand up out of your chair.
I got an extra 12
that's what I mean, but if I put another 12 on you, you're done.
So do they weigh in before they start?
They do, yeah. So today after school, both teams would have weighed in. It was probably just in the locker room where they've got the scale and make sure that everybody makes weight.
How early can I have to believe that if a guy's been trying to cut weight,
you go and eat right after you weigh in.
You do. So they probably weighed in around 4, maybe 4:30, or probably just right after Malad got here. So I don't know if they left right after their school got out, but maybe around 4 o'clock they would have weighed in. Then thereafter, if you've been cutting weight, you're going to eat something, drink something. You'll gain a little bit, but you got to be careful not to eat or drink too much so you're not sluggish once you get out there.
Sluggish, and then you might have to weigh in tomorrow, like a lot of these kids are going to have to do, is they go out to Mountain Crest, and they're going to have a duel against Mountain Crest tomorrow, and then Friday, some of them are going to go to the Rumble.
Yep.
Some of them are going to go out to Skyview and wrestle. So it's going to be last week 4 days in a row of wrestling. This week for some of them,
that's not normal,
4 days. I think
a lot of times. It depends. Most of the time, there's not 2 duels in a week.
Back to back.
Last week it happened to be that case. This week it happened to be the case, and then also with the tournament Friday and Saturday. So it's often not the case, but it is.
So region has started because we wrestled Green Canyon earlier last week, right?
Yep, on Wednesday, and Logan. We wrestled
on Thursday.
So Green Canyon Wednesday and lost. Logan on Thursday and won.
Yep.
And then we went to the Richardson Memorial Friday, Saturday.
Who's the team to beat in the region?
Mountain Crest.
Yes,
usually Mountain Crest, right?
And Bear River's tough too.
Bear River's also tough. Yeah, both those teams are good. Mountain Crest is perennially for years been a very, very good program.
There's
you were Mountain Crest?
I was.
Yeah, so were we.
One sport out there that Mountain Crest does really well at year after year, and I got to give a lot of credit to their youth program. That youth program is strong out there.
Yeah.
Davey Swenson started it. That's where it originated. And then, he passed the torch on to I don't know how many other coaches have been since him. Mm-hmm. But that youth program, it's with anything, Dave. And Jake,
for sure.
If you don't have a strong youth program, you will not be consistently competitive in any sport. And that Mount Crest youth program is big. And Jake has done a good job with the Ridgeline youth program, which this varsity team, I think if you were to ask Coach Morrill, Jarrett, he would probably say this is the most numbers we've ever had, or close to.
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying to build the junior high so we can do a little better, compete against the guys like Mountain Crest and Bear River, and make some more noise at state as well.
Can we beat Mountain Crest? First of all, is it a disadvantage to have to go there tomorrow? Did you say tomorrow?
It's going to be a hostile environment out there tomorrow night.
Are you at a disadvantage to go there tomorrow after doing this one tonight?
It's.
You'd think
I would say with how young these kids are, and it's kind of like a sprint for a 6-minute match. You're able to recover
pretty quickly.
Yeah, and where they're able to go and sleep tonight and rest, they should be just fine.
But out there traveling to Mount Crest is going to be a hostile environment, and I know those guys are going to want to just dominate.
Yeah.
And they got some good wrestlers. I watched them over at Box Elder in the Richardson, and they got some dudes. Lincoln Lofthouse is a really good wrestler. That DeCorver kid, the DeCorver kid's pretty tough.
And they had 3 individuals invited to participate in the All-Star duel.
Okay, so there you go.
Usually one kid at each weight will get invited to go down there from each classification. So for 4A, there were 3 Mount Crest wrestlers.
So if you had to set an over-under on this one tomorrow.
Whew. You mean
how many?
So for matches 1.
Yeah. What are you looking at
just
there?
Points.
I would say Mountain Crest has the advantage. With the injuries that Ridgeline has on their varsity roster right now, I think they could go out and give them a pretty competitive duel if those kids were in the lineup. Without those kids in the lineup, Mountain Crest probably a 15, 20-point favorite. Yeah. They're going to be tough. They're going to be tough tomorrow night. I've Porter Kennington out there at the 190. I think he might be at the 215.
Now, is he your nephew?
That's my nephew, yep. He's going to be a handful. Who else they got out there?
The ones who were in the All-Star duel, I think Rollins at 106.
Okay.
And
so he's going to be up against Jackson. Well, that's going to be a tough matchup having to deal with that.
So him, then Lincoln Lofthouse was another one.
Yep, he's 138.
And then
we'll see if we get Jack. Oh, no, Jack's gone down, hasn't he, to 126.
And then the other one, I think it was Bridger Tallman at 175, if I remember right.
The Tallmans,
and
man, those are
he's a returning state champion. I believe him and Lincoln were both returning state champions from last season.
Oof. Yeah, I see the lineup for Mountain Crest just being top to bottom, pretty heavy, with good wrestlers, all across the board, where here on the Ridgeline side, you kind of got a couple of holes due to some injuries. But I think whoever's at the 165 is going to have their hands full with Dylan Tweed.
Yeah.
I think both the Mosier boys are tough. Who knows if Tate's going to wrestle there, being a freshman.
Jack will be back for tomorrow. He had to sit out one meet or one match.
And he wrestles which one?
126. And Jack Semideni is a really good wrestler. I know he comes from a family of wrestling, and watching him wrestle, you can just see he's crafty, he knows what he's doing, and then he's strong at that weight, because I think he started at 138 or 132.
I think he started at 132 and then dropped down 126.
So again, you get a kid like Jack that's built well, cuts a little bit of weight. He's just so strong at that lighter weight. Mm-hmm. He's hard to deal with. And he's long, too. He's got a longer frame on him for that weight category. So couple of good matchups to watch for out there if you go out to the Mount Crest Ridgeline Wrestling duel
So
tomorrow.
You wanted to call the Mountain Crest Bear River one.
We're going to go call that one out at Mount Crest. That's on the 25th of January.
Okay.
Dave and I are going to venture out to Mount Crest and see if the Bear River Bears can give the Mount Crest Mustangs a good fight. I looked at
should be a good one.
Now, last year, Ridgeline beat Bear River, which was a really nice win for this program, as Bear River is kind of a perennial powerhouse in the wrestling as well.
Who won the region last year?
Mount Crest.
Who won state?
Mountain Crest.
Did they?
Yep.
They won the state 4A, the whole thing. Okay.
Yep. Are there any teams down south St. George area that are decent?
So now we're 4A's expanded.
Wasatch,
Payson, Uinta is typically a very strong team, and they in fact dueled against Mount Crest early in the season and beat them.
Oh.
So they're a very, very good team.
And a duel is different than a state championship, because state championship, you're in this huge, I don't know how many man bracket, and you're getting points the closer you get to place, or as you start to place. Mm-hmm. So you're getting points for your team, and the other schools are trying to do the same thing, and it's not just a one-on-one, your dude's wrestling their dude. It's you trying to get to the finish line with more dudes than the other schools, right?
Lots of dudes.
So winning a state championship's different than losing in a duel.
Yeah, and the brackets, you can kind of think of it as March Madness bracket, where you've got the teams who win, they advance. It's same in wrestling, except for it's double elimination, so if you lose once, you're still in. You got a chance to come back and get third or fifth.
It's double elimination, but to win state, you have to go undefeated. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Once you lose, the best you can do in the losers, the consolation bracket, is third. So if you lose twice, you're out. But once you've lost, if you go undefeated in the consolation, you can earn third. To win it all, you can't lose.
Gotcha.
Make sense? So in a typical double elimination, that person that makes it back in from the losers bracket to play the champion could beat him twice, and in softball we've seen that happen. Not in wrestling. You don't get an opportunity to wrestle the undefeated two times. You just have to go undefeated.
So it's possible then to wrestle, one kid could wrestle in the state tournament how many times?
A lot.
In a day?
Yeah.
6 is the max. There's a rule.
There is a rule.
You can't wrestle more than 6 times in a day.
Still, man. I watched one, and I'm like, that's good for the – give him a week.
Think about that heart rate change.
That's where your cardio and also your ability to recover and, make sure you're hydrated and eating and stuff between matches, that's going to help you continue on in the tournament.
Well, we have belabored this as much as I think you possibly can by 3 human beings.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
I appreciate, Jake, you coming up here and adding a lot of expertise and knowledge to this broadcast, because it would have been just an absolute disaster without you, buddy.
I'm sorry for my ignorance, Jake.
No, you're just fine. This has been a lot of fun.
I've enjoyed being right sandwiched in between two people that just are on opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to wrestling knowledge. It's been a treat here tonight. I've enjoyed it. I don't know about you, Dave, but we get to do it again, and I'm going to have to.
Keep learning.
Maybe I'll ask my brother-in-law. Would that be a nightmare? We get him up in the booth with us.
Which
to
brother-in-law?
Add a little Casey.
I mean, as long as we got somebody as good as Jake, I don't care.
He ain't gonna be as good as Jake, but we'll have to find a replacement that can add some some of the more detailed expertise to this wrestling thing. We had a good time here tonight. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well, watching it on the stream or listening to it on the radio. I'm Nick Zollinger for Dave Simmons and Jake Morrill. Thank you for listening, and we will catch you.
We got basketball. Well, actually, tune in to Ridgeline basketball on Friday night as our buddies calling the Green Canyon game. Will be calling that, but it'll be on 104.5 The Ranch and also on CashValleyDaily.com.
Have a great night, everybody.
This Ridgeline Riverhawks broadcast has been a presentation of 104.5 The Ranch and CashValleyDaily.com. Made possible by the support of our sponsors, Adams Wealth Advisors, Great Basin Graphics, McDonald's, Logo Shop, Castelite, Napa Auto Parts, Planet Fitness, DD Auto Salvage, Cache Valley Auto Care, Les Olson Company, Logan Cash Rich Credit Union, The Cater Shop, Advanced Heating and Air Conditioning, and Cash